What up, Super Fun Force? It's Captain Gamesta. All right, today begins the start of a new series. I'm gonna start doing my comic pickups, hopefully on a weekly basis. I am picking up comics every week. I have a pull list, and yeah, I'm a huge comic book fan. Been collecting them since I was a kid, reading them and everything like that. And I've been also getting a lot back into getting the back issues, the classic stories, some of the best stuff from the 80s and the 90s that either I wasn't able to buy or read because I couldn't get access to. But yeah, let's start with this week. So the great thing also, speaking of, is that they're releasing facsimiles. They've been doing that now for several years, both Marvel and DC. And also I collect both, primarily Marvel, but I'm a fan of both. And so this is an issue I never had here. This is something I probably would never buy, although I really like McFarlane. This is an iconic cover. This was Incredible Hulk 340. And as you can see here, you have the Gray Hulk reflected in Wolverine's claws. I mean, again, I would like to own this issue. It's not high on my list, but I do want to get a lot of the Gray Hulk issues. It's my favorite iteration of him. So I guess, again, maybe I'll get an original copy of this one day. But if I did, obviously, I would rather, I'll maybe look through it at least once to make sure it's in the condition that I want to get it in. But I think this will be a great way to look at the book anytime and open it up. And it comes in 3D. So I haven't yet read it. So this is the first one I got because this one was only $9.99 or $10. But there's some awesome McFarlane art. But basically, yeah, it comes with 3D glasses. This is, again, a huge gimmick from like the 80s. I really liked this stuff as a kid. It's one of the big reasons I really like the 3DS. If you guys have seen my Nintendo 3DS videos, I like the 3D function. So I'm going to give it a review separately when I have the chance to read it, hopefully later on today. And if it's really good, like if it feels immersive and it's fun like that way I remember it as a kid when I used to also read 3D books, I'll start picking up some of the other ones. I know they have a X-Men #1. That one was $15, so I didn't want to invest in that one yet, the Jim Lee one from the 90s, until I knew if it was worth it for me. I have a feeling it will be, but just in case, this one was a better barrier to entry. It's only $10, and I don't have this issue, so it's only about what, $5 more over the regular facsimile. I think there's a regular non-3D facsimile. But like with the X-Men #1 by Jim Lee, I have all of those originals. So to spend $15 on a facsimile that's 3D, I have to make sure I like the function. The other one, or the feature, the other one was, I think, the New Mutants '98, first appearance of Deadpool. I did buy that one as a facsimile regularly. I'm not the hugest fan of Deadpool, but I do really like X-Force and Liefeld's work from the 90s. So again, if this works out really well, I think I will pick up that one to also have it, both 3D, non-3D, and facsimile. And again, maybe that's a book I could own. That one's not really high on my list. I have other books for sure I'd rather get first appearance of. So that's this one. Speaking of facsimiles as well, I got Fantastic Four #3. I'm super happy they're bringing back like the Stan Lee, Jack Kirby era. These are definitely books probably will never own, even if I had the money, just because really, really high priced, collectibles. I'm a huge fan of the Fantastic Four. Last year, I kind of got it recommended to me out of curiosity from someone at a comic shop, and I was like, you know what? I've never really given Fantastic Four a second thought or given it a chance. Even throughout the 80s and the 90s, I was always about the popular characters, Spider-Man, X-Men, Wolverine, all of the hype stuff. And I was like, Fantastic Four was always in the background, but they are the original superheroes and basically what gave birth to the Marvel Universe. And now I will say I'm very, very happy that I've been able to start going back and picking up some of the more famous runs. And also now I'm going to pick up the current volume. And then this one here makes sure that I can get the true history of the Fantastic Four. So like I'll show maybe other videos with Fantastic Four. I do have the first issue, facsimile. I know they're going to release the Silver Surfer one, but I also bought an older version facsimile. But that's cool that they're also bringing that back again. So I think, and I have #2. #2 is the Skrulls as well. So anyways, this is really great to have. This is also my pull list. And what else did I get? Oh, here, New Champions #3. I got this cover. They had cool covers with like, the older New Champions, Miles Morales and them. They had one where all their faces were together, like they're taking a picture. The cover A was like the battle. Those ones are great. To me, I just think this character design is pretty neat. It looks like, I don't even know who this is supposed to be. I think it's connected to Vision, obviously. So I just got this one. I do like the new champions, but not for this issue. There wasn't really, I don't think, a reason to buy all the variant covers. I'm gonna try to cut down a little bit, but if the issue is really great or the covers are amazing and I really like the series, then I probably pick up as many, if not all, of the variants. Like for example, hint hint, Spider Boy. So that's Marvel. I think I also got. Let me double check if there's something else I got from Marvel. I might have already put it in my box, but I don't think. Yeah, I think that was it for the Marvel, really, right? Because, wait. No, oh, never mind. You know what? I also got. Wait, hold on. I know what I bought. It's in this pile over here. So I got the Marvel Rivals One World Under Doom cover number 2. Now I have to buy number 1 because this is a big crossover event, which I've been weary on crossover events. I think the one that I didn't pick up or get into, which was the Null King in Black, I think that one's worth going back into now. As you know, someone who likes Spider-Man the symbiote, kind of get a little bit of their take on, you know, Clintar and Null and the origin of the symbiotes, the planet, you know, all that stuff. This one I think is actually going to be pretty cool. I don't have to buy all of the issues. Maybe I'll just read a few in the comic shop or skim them. But this is the mainline book that's focusing on Doom as the new, you know, world leader. It's funny because it's always been like the cliche, right, of like the 70s and the 80s, like the supervillain wants to take over the world and, you know, rule it and everything like that. Well, you know, it's finally happened. So I'm starting to appreciate that idea more now that it's been actually put into the forefront and how it's affecting different you know, characters and books in the Marvel Universe. But yeah, this is number 2. Rivals is a super fun game, so there's that one. And then also with the Rivals, I picked up the other cover. Let me grab it. That's the other book I got here. It is, lo and behold, Psylocke number 5. Now, this one I haven't looked at. I bought basically, I'm trying to get as many of the Rivals covers that I like. I don't play Psylocke. I don't read this book. I don't think the story really interested me. I looked at the first issue, but it's still great to have. You know, I like the character design, but I will talk about in Rivals my thoughts on the different characters. But again, this is just pretty nice to have. I think I like the sketch artwork on it and the style. You know, I don't really agree too much with the character design, but I just like the style of it and you know, the dynamic poses and stuff like that. So that was definitely the books that I got from Marvel this week. And then over on the DC side, I picked up a few covers of Nightwing. I think this is a very underrated series. I think a lot of people think this might just be like an average series. I guess maybe for those who've been reading Nightwing for many, many years. For me, it's like I've always been aware, you know, kind of like the Nightwing comics, the Teen Titans. But with this new run that started, I really decided to focus and commit to the character. And honestly, to me, this is the best Batman book. Now, for some, that might sound really outlandish, but hear me out for a quick second. Basically, the problem I have with Batman, and I'll probably do another video on this on Nightwing, is I really start to appreciate the Silver Age Batman, you know, the one from like the 80s. And basically, when The Dark Knight first came out, I was also on board with that. You know, the darker, more brooding type of Batman, all serious and everything like that, The Dark Knight, which is great. But honestly, I don't think that should have been the mainstay Batman. So what's unfortunately happened now, in my opinion, is because of that, the last 30 years, we've just had this like ridiculously dark and brooding Batman. And quite frankly, I'm just tired of it. I know that it's probably not going to happen where they would go back to, let's say, the Adam West Batman or, you know, the early, you know, era of DC superheroes. But I still think, obviously, that's fantastic because of its origins and its foundations. That's where the comics began. And I do like that, you know, a bit more positive and colorful, I guess, cheerful side of the superheroes. I think, though, we should find a compromise. Again, I think especially with Batman, how it's so, like every single Batman book I look at, we have so many. We have Batman Detective Comics, they have like Batman and Robin, they have, you know, whatever, Batman Vampire, Batman Werewolf, Batman this, Batman that. It's just always so dark. Now, I could take that in small doses, right? But I want to see a balance, and I want to see the return of a prominent like Batman that has that middle ground where he's not so obsessively brooding to the point where it's like, I just feel like he's a loser. I hate to say it, like, it's like, get over it, bro. You have like, I understand it could be mental health issues and everything, but like, it's just really extreme, you know? So that's why for me, I'm going to start collecting more Silver Age Batman. I haven't been buying Batman books for decades. I do really like, again, well, I mean, I don't know, I'm trying to think. I probably have a mini series right here or two, like I said, but again, in small doses. But for getting that kind of like Batman vigilante fix, I'm all aboard for Nightwing. I think it is great. It's exceptional storytelling. And it's like when you think about how, and the art is amazing too. And if you think about like this idea right now that's happening between Bloodhaven, the gangs, I like how Nightwing is working with them, helping them, you know, trying to see that some of them are not as quote unquote bad, or there's like a particular gang with like the teddy bears where like a lot of them are misguided and lost youth. So he's been trying to, you know, help them not, first of all, slaughter and kill each other, and obviously help them redeem themselves if that's possible, right? So to me, that's very original and very fresh. And it's something that Batman also does so much. Like, I'm not reading Absolute Batman because as I've been looking through it, I'm like, it's the same thing. It's like the gangs of Gotham are fighting and Batman is, you know, this extremely like, I don't know, almost like narcissistic but obsessed Batman of being better and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm so tired of it. Like, just Nightwing is chill. He's cool. He has a nice balance where he's down to earth, but he's obviously like he can be very vindictive and passionate about his cause. So again, this is also the Dick Grayson Robin I grew up with. I really liked Robin for me. And again, I'll also do another video about this perhaps, but if not, here it is. Tim Drake up until the 90s, yeah, late 90s, early 2000s, before he got too entangled in the Teen Titans, was also my favorite Robin for me. That'll be the continuity I always collect. I like that Tim Drake Robin. Of course, there's Jason Todd. That also affected me as a kid. I had the Death in the Family trade. And to me, like, that story just sort of ended. And again, that's the Batman I really like. I like that blue cowl and gray suit, you know, skin tight suit Batman had. It's just fantastic. Very simple, very clean. Again, very superhero, very classic superhero. So, like I said, Nightwing kind of embodies the past and the present for me. A perfect compromise, I think, of how, you know, the Batman should have been. But I'm all aboard for Nightwing. And then, yeah, Silver Age Batman, Tim Drake. So there's that. And then lastly, finish it off, quick one here. I picked up Zatanna #2. Also, I should probably show you guys, I got multiple covers. I didn't just pick up, because like for this one, I really like the concept. You know, growing up, I've always liked the idea of like magicians, you know, like, what is it? Oh my goodness, why is he escaping my mind? You know, like the famous magicians of like the eras of like the 30s and the 40s of like, you know, doing impossible things on stage, right? So I'm not super familiar with Zatanna. I'm actually going to start getting into it because of this new miniseries, but I've also collected some of her back issues recently. I picked this up at a convention near Sunday. So this one here is, again, fabulous. I'm a huge fan of the retro comic books. This one just all of a sudden, you know, popped out. And when I was searching through the boxes, and I was like, oh my goodness, man, get this awesome DC art from like the 80s, 1987 to be exact. Whoa! Sorry about that, guys. 1987, according to this up here. Where is it? Right there, 1987. So yeah, I'm going to read this as well. I hope I like it. You know, I will say though, with this, I can't deny the artwork. So for whatever reason, if after reading this series, for whatever reason, I don't like the storyline, at least the artwork is worth having, you know. But I'll probably start reading it on issue #3. This is on #2, and I did get the foil cover variant and then the regular version of it, just so that I have like both. But this is going to be the reader copy that I'm going to try out. And yeah, just, you know, for last week I got, I just got 2 versions of last week's. You know, I got a foil version again, and then I got the this cover for the reader copy. So yeah, there you guys go. Zatanna. That's my pickups for this week, guys. Let me know what you think below. What did you guys get? And what are you looking forward to next week? I'll be doing that as well. All right, thanks so much for watching and hanging out. Hopefully get some great comic book discussions going. All right.